in the shadowy depths of a top-secret facility, buried under layers of deception and guarded by the tightest security known to mankind, lies the heart of a chilling truth so terrifying it could unravel the very fabric of our existence. This is a story of why aliens won't reveal themselves to us and what our government is desperately trying to keep hidden. For decades, humanity has gazed up at the stars, sending out messages and probes, hoping to catch the attention of extraterrestrial life. Little did we know, we had already been discovered long before our first broadcast into space. The aliens, beings of unimaginable intelligence and power, observed us from the darkness, their intentions inscrutable. But instead of making contact, they chose to remain hidden. Why? The answer lies in the darkest corners of our own nature and the catastrophic events that transpired during a covert operation in the late 20th century, an operation that remains classified to this day. The story begins with an ambitious government project aimed at establishing first contact. Using technology far beyond what was publicly known, scientists managed to open a portal to another dimension. What they found on the other side was beyond their wildest nightmares. The beings that stepped through were not the benevolent explorers humanity had hoped for, but predators, entities that thrived on fear and suffering. They viewed humans not as equals, but as cattle, sources of the primal terror they feasted upon. The facility was thrown into chaos, with the entities hunting down scientists and soldiers alike, feeding on their terror before slaughtering them mercilessly. In a desperate bid to contain the threat, the government managed to seal the portal, but not before several of these entities escaped into our world. The survivors of the operation were sworn to secrecy, their records erased as the government initiated a global cover-up to hide the existence of these interdimensional predators. The aliens, the true extraterrestrials watching from afar, recoiled in horror at what had been unleashed. They had seen the potential for darkness in humanity, but had hoped for our better angels to prevail. The events of the operation convinced them that we were not ready for contact, that in our quest for knowledge, we could inadvertently bring about our own destruction. And so, they chose to remain hidden, guardians of a galaxy that was not yet ready to face the horrors lurking just beyond the veil of reality. They monitor the entities, intervening from the shadows to prevent them from causing widespread havoc, all while keeping a watchful eye on humanity, hoping for the day when we would be ready to join the galactic community. Meanwhile, the government continues its cover-up, spinning tales of weather balloons and swamp gas to explain away the unexplainable. But those who survive the operation know the truth. They live with the knowledge that our world is but a thin veneer of normalcy, a fragile barrier shielding us from realities too terrifying to comprehend. They know that somewhere out there, in the dark recesses of our planet, the entities are still hunting, still feeding, and that one day the veil may be torn apart for good. And so, the question remains, are we alone in the universe? The answer is no, but perhaps in our ignorance, there is safety. For the truth is a terror beyond imagining, a reminder that sometimes the greatest horrors come not from the stars but from the darkness within. As the world sleeps, unaware of the horrors that lurk in the shadows, the sinister truth behind the countless missing persons cases begins to surface, intertwining with the dark narrative of the aliens and the entities. Unbeknownst to the public, many of these disappearances are not mere coincidences or the result of human criminal activity. They are in fact intricately linked to the covert operations and chilling realities the government strives to conceal. The entities, having escaped into our world, developed a terrifying modus operandi. They began abducting humans not just for the sick pleasure of instilling terror, but for something far more sinister: experimentation and cloning. In hidden facilities, far from prying eyes, these beings conduct horrifying experiments on their human captives, seeking to understand the fabric of our very existence and, if possible, replicate it for their nefarious purposes. These experiments are not just about creating physical copies. They delve into the essence of what makes us human, twisting and corrupting it to create something new, something other. The few who have been returned bear no physical scars but are forever changed, haunted by memories of their ordeal, memories that often seem too outlandish to be believed. Their tales are dismissed as the ramblings of the disturbed, yet they speak a truth too terrifying to comprehend. The government, aware of these abductions and the entities,